Every child deserves the freedom to pursue a career that is out of their passion and not just parental expectation. Welcome to the Deeper Conversations with Wilma. And joining us today is a respected academic leader and as well an advocate for education reform in South Sudan. It's a delight having you, Professor Julia.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, please.
Good morning. Good morning, listeners. Thank you for having me today to talk to the young people.
Yes, of course. You have left a great impact and is still going ahead, building a better generation for those coming up. Do you mind educating us about yourself? Just a brief information about yourself.
Yes, I'm an educationalist by profession. My field of studies is educational leadership and policy studies, including comparative education and development, social change,
yes,
and justice issues in terms of education, including also women advocacy on the right of the child to education fully. So this is the area I have been working in. So I have been along with the young people for a very, very long time.
Yes. They say when you educate a woman, you educate the whole nation.
That's right.
And we have seen most of your work and how the education system as well does look up to you in South Sudan. Looking at your journey back and to the stage where you are right now, how do you describe the journey? What does it mean to you to be able to be such a powerful figure in South Sudan?
To start a journey, like what the Chinese said, is that, the journey of 1,000 miles started with one step.
Right.
So that step is the step where the child starts at home, where your parents see that they raise you in order to fit into the society. So my journey started actually from my family. My father, Benjamin Bidlwal, was one of the first educators in South Sudan. So with that background from the family, we as children of Benjamin were able to get a chance to have a full education. So education, he didn't say that the boys will go to school like what other families says.
Yes.
But he says that all my children, regardless of the gender, they should go to school. And this is where my journey started. If my parents didn't decide that I should go to school, maybe I would not be where I am. So actually the journey started at home.
Thank you very much. As I mentioned, it's a delight having Professor Julia Aker Duany, and today we're going to discuss a very important concern that I believe as a viewer, you have observed as well. In South Sudan, we have a culture where parents get to choose a career for the children to pursue, and I think it has a very huge negative impact in a way that we get to observe that the young people are going through a lot when it comes to performance because of the career choice they made. We get to choose a career to make sure that our parents are happy, and this is what makes them comfortable. They want us to be doctors, they want us to be lawyers, but some of us want to become journalists, some of us want to become pilots. So how do you look at that understanding, and what have you observed about that?
It is sometimes heartbreaking to see that the children are imposed in the area where they are weak.
Yes.
Or it is not their choice or their interest. But it starts with the educational system itself. Educational system should have a philosophy. What type of philosophy we have for our young people? So the philosophy should be connected to the cultural norms, to the environment where the children are, to the values that that environment provide for the child. So for philosophy of education, it gives what type of a person we want to develop in South Sudan.
Right.
Because what education does is to develop human being in order to change, to become something as somebody productive. So with the South Sudan, I don't know whether we have that philosophy of education,
Right.
so that we can be able to gear our kids. What will be the product? What will be the outcome of that child we are developing? So it started with the primary school. The primary school usually is to help the kids to understand the values of working together, socialization of the child, understand the values, be able to be taught ethics, which means that the morality and immorality, the rights and wrong, this is what we do, and then reading and writing, and then speaking. This is what we do in the primary system, so that the child can fit into the culture where they belong. And most of our educational system are not geared to contextualize the environment where those kids come from.
Right.
So most of our education system is imported one. We started with the English system, which they imported, the British system. Even the books people were reading, were not relating even to our own
to our
culture.
own, right.
Culture. So when the British left, now we were left with Islamization. So Islamization, which have regarded our own culture as primitive, so our kids become foreigners, to the system of education we have, and that has affected most of our children in development to be able to choose of what they like and what they do, and what they can fit in, they can do best. So that has been the history which has really affected us. To come to the career choice, career choice, when the child is young and come to secondary school, it becomes an adult, young adult. Now their horizon is very divided, is so weird. They want to do this, they want to do that, So this is where now the school come in and the society come in. How do the society come in? The society see what kind of culture we have, what kind of businesses or economic system that we have that will fit that child in. That's what the society does. The educational system now work with the child to gear that child towards the economic system we have in the society. So now the kids will be able, when they are in school, there should be a department of counseling.
Right.
A department of counseling is where most of the students are referred to, especially when they come to high school. The first thing they will do is to see the counselors. What is their interest? What really interests the child first, and what they do best. And then from there they are aligned, to their interest. And then you build their foundation from there so that they can be able to get the skills which are marketable when they go out to the society. They have those skills which will be able to fit in the society.
I think that's a very good point, not to cut you short.
Yeah.
You spoke about counseling, and this is where students get to learn about the career choices they can make. Looking at where we are right now in South Sudan, if I'm not mistaken, you can also correct me on that, we do not have career counseling. Maybe it's something that is being introduced right now, but we do not have it. One is that, do you believe that it's supposed to start from home?
Yes, should start from home. I know I'm a parent, and I raise kids. I raise 5 kids.
That's amazing.
Yeah, two girls and 3 boys.
Mashallah.
So it really starts at home. What is the interest of that child? Like when they come from primary school to middle school, yeah, all the way to high school. This is where the parents should be closer to their children, to be able to see in their homework, when they do the homework, which one a child can do by themselves and which one they are struggling in. Then you will be able to know the child is very good in this area and is
weak in
the other area. And the weakness also can be built up. If they can be trained, they can do it. But the interests come first. What you really like to do is just like a choice of what clothes fit you better.
Yeah.
And that you feel so proud when you put it on.
We're looking at our culture, and unfortunately, many of us come from families or parents that maybe did not have access to school. So they are not even able to help a child with homework because they can't. This is one error, or let me say this is one concern, very important one. The second one is that some of them did go to school. Some of our parents did have access to education, but they do not have the culture of getting close to their children, to have a sit with them, to ask them about what's going on at school. What do you like? Which subject do you find challenging for you? So it's really disturbing that some of our parents did go to school, but they do not have time to communicate to us, to hear from us. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm one of the people who feel, I will not blame the parents who have not gone to school.
Yes.
But the environment has changed completely. If you look now, most of our people, the urbanization has come. You cannot go back to the 1940s, 1950s, when you have really a split between the society. There are people who are in the urban area and the people in the village. But now the thing has intermingled. Technology also has a lot, many families to have, this smartphone and telephone. So people are really, even though you didn't go to school, you are much more acculturated to the environment, that you see that your child should succeed in the school. So if the child come home, if you don't have anybody, and our extended family, you have so many other people at home, the son of your uncle, maybe the daughter of your sisters, and they are elder than your kids and they have gone to school. Those one you can mobilize them to be able to help the young people. The other thing, our culture also is see that the kids should be closer to their mother than the father. And I have always been challenging the parents, especially our men. And instead of you coming for work and the children will run to you, you say, hey, no, get away.
There's
I'm
so much
tired.
fear from your father. You're supposed to have, we're supposed to have respect, but not fear.
Yeah.
You understand? Our culture does describe it differently. You fear your dad to the extent that you cannot even communicate if you have something important to share with him.
Exactly. That thing need to create an environment for a child to fear the parents is not a good environment. You build that fear into the child, even to their adulthood, they will still have that trauma of fearing because they have been brought up that way. So I always talk to some of my colleagues and some of my sons and daughters, and especially the young men, please open that environment where you can be able to open to your kids so that your kids will be able to talk to you. And when they come and ask questions which they cannot understand, you will be able to help them out so that they can understand. And some of these things come with the school. Like when the child go to school, get the new lessons. If they are reading about history, they will get confused. And that one, they will come to the parents. They say, yes, I do hear we were taught today about Clement Umboro. Who is Clement Umboro? You can be able, is the first South Sudanese politician, and you will be able to explain to your child to be able to understand. Come to the science subject. The kids are also confused. They would like their parents. So if you create an environment where your kids don't come to you and you will be able to talk to them and explain to them some of these issues, then you're already letting down your children. You know, they may not succeed
Right.
in the future. And also the determination of the parents. Yeah, you want your child to succeed. If they want to succeed, you help. Stay with those kids. Help them so that they can be able to succeed in the school. The other environment is the school environment itself. And this is where the society and the school come together. That relationship need to be built strong. So institutions of education are societal institutions. They should not be separated. So in the school, also the discipline of the child should not be corporal punishment, where you only, when the kids don't know what they should have studied, you begin to beat them. That you already close up their mind. They will not be able to listen. They will have that fear, and they will not be open to open up in the classroom. You know, like John Dewey, one of our, scholars, philosopher, he said the first thing the teacher should do is to create a democratic environment where the child feels she or he is a part of that group, and is able to open up and discuss things openly. Once you build that in the classroom, you will be able to see kids now that will flourish. They will open up. And this is where now their interests begin to build up. You know, interest in history, interest in geography, interest in biology, interest in physics, interest in mathematics. It is that democratic environment where the child will be able to flourish. So if the society and the school are working together, we will have an environment where the child will be able to succeed in the school. And it will also build, that momentum, that interest, that like to the subject they really like. But if they like singing, allow them to sing.
Allow them to sing.
Why prevent them to sing? Because there are some kids, if you are in the classroom, they hum, doing those things. You can see this is where that child is interested.
It's fit to be.
Yeah.
And for us, you choosing to become an artist is something like, no.
It comes out. You cannot suppress it.
Yeah.
So as a teacher, and that's where also, we are failing as a country. The teachers training. Our teachers should be trained to understand the children. This is the psychology which you learn in education. All the teachers should go through psychology classes so that they can be able to understand their classroom. This one like music, this one like mathematics, this one, especially when they are young, this one like is physical, is sport and things like that. So once you know your students, you will be able to work with them very closely, and they will succeed in the future.
I think that's a very good point. Looking at, you did mention teachers to get trained for them to also be able to deliver well and also understand the students. Looking at South Sudan as a growing country, in some of the schools, especially government schools, we have teachers that sometimes are not well qualified for the job. What do you think about that point? Some of them only went to high school. Some of them did not even finish high school, which sometimes I feel like the knowledge is not enough to be delivered to the students.
Yeah, that is a big challenge with us now, coming out from war, and also I don't say that we are that young not to understand what to do as a country. So if the governance system understand my future, the country understand my future workforce or human resource or human development should be this way, then the priority should have been, what can we do for education system to be strong in South Sudan? And then that one start with the training of the teachers, because education involves the teacher, the child, and the infrastructure, the buildings. If you have three those, you will be able to have educational system which has been set up. Now you have to go in. you have to train teachers. Training of the teachers, then now, plus the infrastructure where the students study, the buildings, you offer that environment so that the learning can take place in a good environment. If those things are not good, then you have a very educational system which is not providing services to the society itself. So then you end up with that you don't have a human resource which is very strong to be able to serve that country. So for me, we should have, one of the priorities we should have done since we came in 2005, during the interim period, should have been building up educational system in the country. Because this is investing in the people. You are investing to your own people. All other things I have seen people are doing, I see them is just a waste of time. We are not focusing. We are not doing a priority to our people. Educational system should be a priority.
Yes.
Yeah. Primary school should have been, with the resource we have coming to the country, should have been free for every child. But not only in the papers, but really in action.
In action.
And action is what are the three things I have said.
In your perspective, what is the current state of higher education in South Sudan?
The current situation of educational system, to me, is very weak. It's very weak. Why? You see in the urban areas, you see it is the children going to school. But are those schools really equipped enough for those children to learn? One is the timing. You see, our kids get up from homes in the morning at 8, at 8:30, they may be in school 9, and from 9 to 12. How many hours? 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours. For the real learning to take place, 3 hours is not enough for the child. And sometimes they go to class, the teacher is not there because these days it has become too bad. We are not paying our teachers,
Yes.
so they may not come to the classroom. So the kids will go there and stay the whole day, and they go back home. Now, whom do you really blame? You blame the system we have set up. We are failing to provide to our people. So the school system should start from 8 o'clock. If the kids are there, 8 to 8:30 is a parade. 9 o'clock they are in the classroom. The first class should start. In the university is 1 hour lecture. In the primary school should be 30 minutes because young people cannot sit that long. So it should be 30 minutes. In high school is from 45 minutes to 55 minutes. So these for one lesson to take place. So lesson after lesson, when you reach the time those kids should leave the school, should not be 12 o'clock. It should be by 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, so that they can get full equipped for the lessons of the day. We don't do that. They come and sit, play around, go back home. So what have they really learned? And sometimes when I drive around and I see kids coming out from school, and I say, man, these kids have not learned anything. Coming out at 12 o'clock, maybe the teacher was not there.
They do not have enough time to get enough.
And even my niece, when she come back early, I always say, what happens? Why are you back? Why are you back early? Because she's staying with me in the house. The daughter of my niece. Yeah. So I will tell her, now I have a library at home. I say, go sit down there. I don't want to see you outside. Take your water, take your snack, sit in there and review. And if there's any book you like in there, pick it up and read it in order to build that capacity to be able to cement what they are not learning in the school.
As an expert, what are some of the common challenges students face when they are forced to choose a career that they are not passionate about?
Some of the challenges the students face in the classroom, one, or in the schools, one is the culture we have, and especially for the young girls. When they come from school, we just shout to them, yeah, you have spent the whole day doing nothing. Come here. Come, put that back there. Go to the kitchen. Wash the dishes. That's not should be like that. School should not be seen as doing nothing. You know, it should be seen that somebody has gone to do something. You know, and sitting in the classroom, if a place where kids are taught, they really come very exhausted because they use their brain to think harder. By the time they come back, they are very tired. You know, so what you need to do, let them sit for a little, drink some water, ask them, do they have a homework? If they have the homework, go and do your homework and come back. If they don't, that's one. The second one is the environment. We don't have infrastructure. We don't have infrastructure where our kids can really learn to be able, you know, to sit comfortably. Because infrastructure is not only the classroom, the desk they sit in, the library they have in the school, you know, the toilets, including the playground where they can be able, because the kids cannot stay for 2 hours in one place. You know, 45 minutes for young from primary school, 30 minutes, you give them another 5 minutes to exercise, to move around, so that they can be able, by the time they come back, that's one. The school curriculum, is the curriculum really fitting? Is a challenge for our kids. Is really fitting our environment? Or are we studying, you know, things we don't even relate to them? You know, that is also a challenge, a concern.
We're trying to look at our main...
Let me finish this point. The other thing is the teachers' training.
Yeah.
Because teachers' training facilities are not there, are not enough. We used to have a number of them. You know, we have Malakal Primary School, you know, Teachers Training College. We have in Wow Teachers Training College. We have Meridi, you know, Arapi in Eastern Equatoria. We have also in Lake States, we used to have Aramway Teachers Training. All these Teachers Training College, if they were built up, we will be able to absorb. And those ones were during the missionaries. You know, they are not enough. We should expand them so that we can be able to have teachers who are well trained. And if they are well trained, they will be able to love their job. And also, you know, the incentive, the salaries we give to the teachers is a big challenge. You know, when you are a teacher, people look down on you. Why? Become a teacher. And they don't know it is the teachers who build the president. It is the teacher who bring the commanders. It is the teacher who do all these things. Right. So they should be paid. So as a system, we have not professionalized educational system so that the teachers, they are trained, they take the test, and they are giving the certificate like what we do with the lawyers. If we do that, people will have interest and then upgrade their salary. When you are a trained teacher, you are paid better than even some of the people. So if you go to United States, you go to some other places, teachers, primary school teachers are paid really good money so that they can be able to love their job and be able to attract, the professional will be able to attract the people because of what they get out of it. If we are not doing that, this is the challenge we have. So our people, even the trained teachers, good trained teachers, now they leave their job and go to work with the NGOs because they are paid better. Why waste my time, you know, in some villages somewhere where, and I'm not being paid, and I'm suffering. So I will go and look for a better job. And I think this is where we have failed our educational system, and that's why we have a lot of challenge in the country. That's true.
Looking at the main concern and the point of discussion that we have today, where we want to look at how it's really how it affects students. When a child is forced, let's look at a child pursuing or ready to join university, and they get forced to choose a career out of their interest. How is it going to affect them? How does it affect a child that is forced to choose the career they're not interested in?
Yeah, you know, like now here in South Sudan, we have two systems. We have the Arabic pattern, which we found here when we came in 2005, which was a part and parcel of the Sudan system. Then we have the English pattern. So when we came back in 2005, automatically we have not go doing the transitional system, where those who were in Arabic pattern to continue with their education. We came, everything is turned into English, and we left a bulk of students behind because they have learned it in Arabic. It should have been a transitional. So now these students, when they come to the university, the universities in South Sudan are all in English. And then you bring them, which they have learned Arabic, and then now you throw them in the sea, let them swim the way they want. And it really became a big challenge. Like when I became the Vice Chancellor for John Garang Memorial University, Science and Technology, the first thing we did, the first batch we have that came to the university, I said, now we need to work with our students. We have those who have chosen, those who are going to different colleges, you sit down with those students. See who have Arabic pattern, who have English pattern. And then those with the Arabic pattern, we now put them into a special program, which we call English communication. English communication is not just you study English, but you study English in the field you are going to study. So if you are coming from the science subject, then your English should be tilted towards English sciences, the terminologies, and those kind of things. For the complete 1 year, especially for first year students. Once they have learned that, now you will be able to put them together, with other students, and you will see they will arise very quickly. When we spend 1 year, the second semester, our students who went in the first semester through English communication, they were able to communicate with their colleagues who have studied English already, because now we have helped them and build up their skills so that they can be able to function in the classroom. And that is one. The second one is, as a student come for first year to the university, they are sent to the counselor. There is a Department of Student Affairs, which we don't have. We have Student Affairs here, but I don't know whether they have the counselor which will be able to help the students, especially at Juba University. In John Garang, we set it up when I was there, but I don't know now if they are continuing with it. So that the student comes, what are you interested to study, Or the first thing they will do, they give them the test, Once they give them the test, then you will be able now to identify their weaknesses and their strength. And then from there, you can be able to help them. So in that way, you have to have a goal, you have to have a plan, you have to have a goal, you have to have what you really want these kids to achieve in the 4 years they may spend at the university. If you have not done that, then you have really wasted somebody's life for the last 4 years. They may go through the subject which they don't want, and then at the end, some of them will drop out from the university.
Yes.
Some of them get frustrated and, they leave the university. So the first thing is that counseling, provide retention for the students, to stay in school. And it helps them also you will have more people. If your students succeed in that university, you will be able to attract more students who will come to you. And then you are building up really human resource for the country successfully. If we don't do that, a lot of our kids are on the street. And I feel really bad. We are a small country. We have a very small population. We have a wealth of resources. These should have been plowed in to build up our young people instead of them going to the street. And I really feel bad as an educator when I am asked to talk about this thing. Really, it hurts me.
It's disturbing.
Yeah, it hurts me to see our young people on the street when they should be in the classroom, or what they prepare now is to go to the army when they are very young, and because they see that putting on the uniform and carrying the gun, you look much more smarter. But your brain is
where
empty.
The dream ends.
Your brain is empty. People who should be going to the military should at least have a certificate of high school, South Sudan certificate, so that when you go, you can be recruited. And from from the military service, you can go to the university.
That's
You know?
right.
Yeah, and you can be able to succeed.
You
So
have-
these are some of the things
Yes.
that are really challenging us.
You have outlined the part and importance of why education should also, contribute in helping the child make a career choice. Let's look at parents. A child is interested to become a doctor, but the parents want him or her to become a lawyer. And he or she ends up picking that career because he wants or she wants to make her family or parents comfortable. What do you think about that? How is it going to affect them that they have to deal with 5 years career that they are not in love with?
Yeah, sometimes the parents say, yeah, you want to become a doctor. Are you going to spend 6 years in the school doing what? Then they're worried about the money that they are paying.
Yeah.
That money is investment. I want to tell the parents, that money you are paying to school, it is an investment in a human being called your child. And also a person who will contribute to the country, to build the country, will contribute to humanity, will contribute to society. So don't feel bad about your money if that child is going to spend six years in the school to become a doctor. Support that child. Let them go. If they want to become a doctor, let them go. If they want to become lawyers, you help them, let them become lawyers. If they want to become artists, help them. Because one time one of the parents asked me, we were in the meeting, they said there were some students who have, drama and music. And the parents say, hey, drama and music, where are they going to get a job? Look,
Yes.
this is passionate. Look our music now in South Sudan.
Entertainment is very important.
Very important.
Yes.
And now you see the South Sudan music now, worldwide. Everybody, like this new young artist who just came out. What is pro something, with his music. Now he's now everywhere. You see the Jalaba dancing, you see the Kawajat
right
dancing, dancing on it. We should establish institutions that can help these artists so that they can be able to continue our culture, because it is culture that makes education of that environment. But if we kill our culture, then what are we teaching our kids? Nothing. We cannot bring a culture somewhere to come and teach the kids. It is our culture. So if that child want to become an artist, you help them. That child want to become, a technician, electronic or carpentry or any other things. Help them. Let them do those things. Those things also are skills, skill development areas where kids will be able to get a job very quickly than waiting for 4 years. You don't want your child, let them go to technical school. If they like it, support them there. Build those skills. You want to become an architecture. You don't need to bring Ugandans anymore and Kenyans. We have already developed our own. So let us help those kids to be able, because I'm in Buluk, and I really enjoy the young girls who are going to Juba Technical School. So wherever they do something, I appear to encourage them.
Yes.
There was one time they were building, the school fence. So I jumped out of my car and I took the brick and I stayed with them before going to the office.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I spent 30 minutes with them. They were showing, Professor Julia, come here, Mama Julia, come here. And, they were so happy. Then I went and bought the water, and I said, the sun is too hot for you, and some soda, and I left it with them. So if we do that, we are helping our young people. And I think all of us, if somebody has millions and millions of dollars, in their account, what good do they do? It's just like somebody who have thousands of cattle, and he just admire them until they will die out. He has not done anything good. Take 2, 3, sell it, let your child go to school. That millions of dollars, do a foundation, a foundation for Mama Julia. Put that money in the foundation. Support education, support healthcare. If we do that, our country will be the best country. We will not think of going anywhere, but to stay in South Sudan. So we better encourage our people, children, if then what the area they are interested, build them up. And then you will see your child will not drop out of school, or they will not like school and leave the school.
That's amazing. As we are coming to the end of the interview, we still have like 3 good questions, and one of them is very important. Do you think South Sudanese youth are aware of the wide career options? Because if you come to sit down and ask 8 students out of 10 about the career choices they have, most of the times they will mention law. They will mention definitely medicine. They will mention IT. They will mention we have very specific and limited careers that we are aware of. And I believe that there are many options, and we have very many talented young people that can, exercise these careers and make a benefit for the nation. So how do you think schools and parents can really try to support their children or the students at school to understand that there are more career choices apart from those that they have just heard about in South Sudan?
Yeah, recently a few of us developed a career choice workbook for our young people, and that career guide is a career guide book, so that young people can take it and they can read to be able to develop. We are also pushing, to see that the counselors, especially School of Education, if we can have more student recruiting to be recruited to become counselors, so that they can be able to help our children in the future. So if there are, and I know if you take in terms of a percentage, as you have said, majority, I would say the majority of our young people or our students, they don't know what they are doing.
Yes.
Especially when they are coming to come to the university. So what, maybe they admire because doctors are being paid better, lawyers are being paid better.
Yeah.
Businesses, accounting, and I can be able to get a job with the government, get that big money for one time and go, things like that, which are really a negative way of building up career for our young people. So if we have career books, the counselors, enough counselors in the school, the universities should make sure that it is a program, especially when the freshmen are coming to the university, which is the first year students, they should really get through this counseling so that they can be able to know where they are. And it should be done school by school, like School of Education, where I am. We can bring our young people, do the orientation, do the counseling. Each department of history, department of mathematics, department of biology, sciences, and others, so that students, they know exactly the field of studies they want to do. If some of them want to become artists, you can also gear them through that. If we do that program in the universities, I think we can be able to rescue most of our kids. When they reach to 3rd year, then they become lost. They are not doing well in the classroom. It is because they have not been guided well, so that their own interests, build up until they can finish their degrees. So this is where we are. Also, the parents at home, don't pressure the child to a different field which they will not be able to do well.
Right.
Yeah, to do well. So what you can do is, what is your child really interested? That interest of the child, then build it up. Work with that child. And then you will see they will flourish. Any field of studies is not nothing. And this is what I want to tell the parent, is creativity. Once you learn your area, you will be more creative and you can make it attractive, to be able to make life out of it. All what we want is how we can change our life and make our life. Education also is not there just only reading and writing and we join. Education makes you to think so that you will be able to solve problems. What are those societal problems need to be solved? It is through education that we can be able to solve them. If we don't do that, then we are doing disservice to our children. We should really feel guilty as adults that we are not building our young people. It is the generation of today who are parents are the one who build the generation of tomorrow who will become parents, and it continues. So for me, I call upon parents to be with their children, and you have seen now a lot of people are interested in it. Their kids to go to school.
Right.
Even the people in the villages.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It is now us as a state, as a country, to come now and hold the hands of our people and bring them in and build up that system so that we build a stronger society, a society that can think. And I remember in the 70s when they brought Radio Juba to Juba, and then they brought the TV. And then one time the radio and the TV completely went off. And the Minister of Information was asked, what happened to TV, and the radio? And he said, there is a spare part, that need to be brought from England, for God's sake. When somebody creative thought of that, he took the spare part, took it to Konyo Konyo. A guy in Konyo Konyo went and exactly mold that spare parts, while the minister on his way to UK, that spare part was put in radio in the machine, and we have Radio Juba coming back and the TV, while the minister is still on his way to London with the hell of money to go and buy that spare part. So this is what education does. Education helps you to have skills that we can solve our problem. We don't need to bring people from outside. Let us build young people, whether it's IT or what we have now, a number of good young people who have IT. Let us open the centers. Let us open where not only in the school, also the centers where our kids can go build up their skills, build up libraries, what they call the communities libraries. That thing was there in Juba in the 70s and 80s. When we came back, it was left rotten there in Juba town. And that was a local library where anybody can go in, you read about, archives are in there, all the information is there, and you can build yourself up. So we have a long way to go.
We have a long way to go.
We have to think harder.
This is the way forward. This is how we start. So we're coming to the last question.
Yeah.
And we have come to the last question, and just for parents to understand the importance of pushing and supporting your child when they make a career choice, how it really impacts them. So the question is, how can a career choice impact a young person's motivation and long-term success? What does it mean to support a child when they choose the career they are interested in?
Yeah, when a child choose a career, and for you as a parent, have that, human beings are human beings, whether they are young or older. And especially when they are young, they are beginning to learn about life, about issues, problem issues, all those things. So when they are choosing their career, it is very important for the parents to have that child. Help them so that when they are struggling, help them. And especially don't choose that, I have money, I will pay only for the boys and I will not pay for the girls. That is discrimination. Let them go together, help them together. And we have proved some of the parents wrong. Some of the girls who have gone through education are the one now taking care of their parents. So don't be selfish to deprive your child from building up that career they like, so that they can be able to contribute to humanity and to the society as a whole. So it is very important for the parents to cushion I say it is a cushion.
Yeah.
You know, like when you fall and there's no cushion, you can break your back. But
Right.
if your cushion is there, so the parents are the cushion of our children. So let us help them so that they can be able to have career they like, the choice they made. Let us support them until they finish their education.
This
So
was a very educative discussion. Looking at the camera, we want you to give your final message. What advice would you give to both parents and also the students when it comes to making the right career choice?
To the parents, when you know you have kids and they are going to go to school, you should really plan so that your kids will be able to finish their school. It is also planning and the environment, the home, no problems, no what, be able to have that environment at home where the child can be able to continue their education than dropping out from the school. For the students, don't get afraid. I know sometimes when you want to go and ask your lecturer or your professor, don't shy away. I'm not good in this area. Can I be guided? I'm interested in this, and you better open up. And when you open up as a student, young adult, then people will be able to help you. Then keeping your problem to yourself, and then you are struggling on your own, and then later you cannot make it, whom will you blame? So I encourage my students, and that goes back to the philosophy of education and democratic environment where our student can be able to be open, us as lecturers, us as professors, us as teachers, so that our student can talk to us and feel comfortable. So for the child, make courage. Take your problem to your teachers. Talk to them. You will be able to be helped than keeping quiet and suffer with your problem. Yeah.
And indeed, as I mentioned, every child deserves the freedom to pursue a career that aligns with their passion and not just parental expectation. Today, we had an academic leader, and that's Professor Julia Aker Duany. It was such a great honor having you today, and I want you to know that we look up to you. And we cannot wait to always have you to learn and get educated more about the career choices we make, and also how important it is to give every child the opportunity to go to school. So thank you very much for giving us that opportunity, and we cannot wait to have you once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have an office in School of Education. Anybody struggling, please, especially students here in Juba, wherever you are, John Garang, Barakzal University, Upper Nile University. My WhatsApp is there. Yeah, I'm on the Facebook. You will get me, send me questions, and I will answer them for you. Thank you very much.
And by the way, I have never really come across someone with your position, a professor who is very busy, very engaged, but still Professor Julia always has time to communicate and give time to the young people, and we pray that all leaders can have such an outstanding and unique habits like Dr. Julia. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for being part of this episode. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and stay tuned for the upcoming episode. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.